The importance of commercial building inspections. For anyone who has purchased a home, especially when using a loan from a bank or other financial institution, you know that a pre-purchase home inspection is almost always required. So why is this not the case with commercial real estate transactions? They may not be required by lenders, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't consider having one performed. In fact, it may be the single most important act you can perform prior to signing for the new property. Let's examine why that is the case. Commercial real estate is, by definition, about business, commerce. All businesses must focus on profitability, which means that the income must exceed the outgo. Buildings are necessary for many of our business functions, and while their long-term value is typically considered an asset, their day-to-day operation involves expenses. When considering the purchase or lease of a new commercial property, it is critical that the purchaser or lessee have a firm understanding of what the capital and operating expenses might be. You wouldn't purchase a home with a leaky roof or a faulty boiler, so why would you blindly purchase a building for your business without the same level of basic understanding about the building? In fact, if you select the right inspection company, you can learn much more about the property, including energy usage projections and equipment lifestyle expectations, and that can help you make the best informed decision possible. Commercial building purchases or long-term lease agreements are or should be logical and economic decisions that tend to be less about emotion than a residential real estate transaction. While in both cases things like location and aesthetics are important, commercial real estate transactions are fundamentally more concerned with how the purchase or lease will help the business grow. To that end, a detailed analysis of the attributes and faults of the building should be seen as a way to determine whether or not it will fulfill the needs of the company rather than more subjective concerns. Another reason that conducting a building inspection prior to purchasing or leasing a commercial property is so important is due to the complexity of the commercial building systems as compared to residential ones. While some home buyers will feel very comfortable in taking on home improvement DIY projects, the equipment and systems found in commercial buildings are often much more complex and unfamiliar. In addition, you're in the business of running your business, not acting as a carpenter, electrician, or HVAC technician typically. Still, you'll need a qualified professional to help you analyze these systems and provide you with the easy-to-understand reports that can allow you to manage the building that you choose to lease or purchase. Armed with a quality inspection report, you can properly plan for the required maintenance and upgrades that you will need for your building. One more consideration for commercial buildings that should not be overlooked is that they are typically subject to very different regulations compared to residential buildings. Things like the Americans with Disabilities Act, along with state, local, and federal building code requirements, must be considered and understood as they have a direct impact on the final cost of the building. A qualified inspector with experience inspecting commercial buildings can help identify these for you and help you understand the potential costs involved. Failure to take this into consideration could be extremely costly. For instance, perhaps you're considering the purchase of a building that had not been used for retail purposes in the past, but is in a great location and has great curb appeal, a real eye-catcher that you hope will draw in customers. Unfortunately, the primary entrance is up a short flight of stairs and leads to an ornate old door with an old-fashioned knob for hardware. You may be forced to make significant changes to the entrance to allow for ramp access and a change to the front door to make it ADA accessible. These changes may not affect your decision to buy the property, but you deserve to have the information in advance so that you can weigh the pros and cons before making your decision. Now that you know why you should have a building inspection performed before leasing or purchasing a commercial building, the next question is how to go about it. First, talk with your real estate agent about your interest in finding a qualified inspection company to review the building. You can also conduct your own search in your area. Be careful to select a consulting firm or inspection company that has experience specifically in the inspection of commercial buildings. As noted earlier, commercial buildings are often significantly different from residential structures, and your average home inspector is not equipped to provide you with the analysis you need to make your decision. Realtors. If your business lists or assists buyers in the purchase of commercial buildings, seek out those firms in your area that can provide these services and have experience in this area. You'll be providing a valuable service to your clients, and in the process of helping them make financially sound choices, you'll be improving your credibility in this market. Building inspections are a vital service to the building owner, and their importance is not limited just to the initial transaction. There is valuable information for all building owners and managers that can be gained only through periodic inspections. Even after the real estate transaction is over, consider periodic inspections as part of your ongoing maintenance and operations process. These inspections will help you keep track of improvements that have been made to the building, as well as to reassess the condition of the systems to plan for future work and upgrades. It is far more cost-effective to plan for maintenance and capital improvements to your facility than it is to wait for a system to fail and have to deal with repairs on an emergency basis. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This axiom from Ben Franklin is as true today as it was back in his day. Find your qualified building inspector and help prevent unwanted problems in your building. We hope you found this information useful. If you like what you have heard, please like and subscribe to our videos to be notified when new ones are posted. For more information, visit www.misho-engineering.com. The link is in the description below. Thank you.